I woke up yesterday at 4:20 in the morning, and it was me, God, and Claudette. Claudette is Claude AI. And I had a real heart to heart because no matter what, I keep feeling like I was made for more. And I woke up in the middle of the night feeling frustrated. I felt like this isn't the reality or the life that I really want to be living. And then it made me ask myself, why aren't you actually doing it? Why aren't you actually creating the reality that you really want? Why aren't your days reflecting how you really want to feel? Why do you think that you need to have a bridge life before you get to the dream life? And I realized that those are just dreams and thoughts that I've always been sold. People will make it seem like it's so hard to make money online. It's so hard to get to the next step. It's so hard to get to the next chapter, to the next leap. It's so hard to create what it is that you really want. And I think somewhere along the journey for myself, I started to believe that. And I started to take on that mindset that it is actually hard to create a second stream of income or take the leap and be an entrepreneur or launch your business. And I mean, logically, yeah, there is some truth to that, but it doesn't mean it's impossible, and it doesn't mean that we can't experience that. I don't know if y'all wake up like that sometimes, like between 2, 3, 4 a.m., and you just have these random thoughts, and it's almost like a come to Jesus moment. That's how I started feeling because we got some storms here in the middle of the night. There are some tornadoes that touched down in Michigan. So the hard rain woke me up, but my dreams, my thoughts woke me up, I think, before the rain did. And I just got on to Claudette, and I started just typing my little heart away. And I looked back at what I said to her in the middle of the night because, I've had a full day now with work and stuff. And now that I'm able to be home, decompress, and I'm not worrying about anyone else, I can tend to myself. I started looking back at what the hell did I even say? I said, no matter what, I keep going back to the feeling that I'm made for more, and my current reality feels so small. I have no clue what's required for me to take the leap, for me to become an entrepreneur, not to wait until I'm licensed as a therapist, but to start now. I need to start living my dream life now. I can't keep working job after job thinking it's going to get better and change. It's not changing because it's not my truth. Right? It's not my truth. I'm reaching this point where it's like I said in my head, okay, this is going to be the last job before I step into my ultimate career pivot and my ultimate career path. And I think that was just me trying to pacify myself and create some form of comfort. And don't get me wrong, I do have a really great job with a really great organization, and I work with some amazing individuals, and we are doing some amazing work. That just does not negate the fact that I am on a different pathway because I know the direction that I'm headed in my life. I'm making a huge career pivot as I'm finishing grad school, and I'm excited about that because it's what I want. It's not based off of anybody's decision for me. It's what I want. So I said, I can't keep working job after job thinking it's going to get better and change. It's not changing. What the hell? I'm kind of in the hood, y'all. I'm just going to keep it 100. I come back to the same feeling time and time again, and I don't know what's wrong with me or why I'm feeling stuck in that way, why I can't break past this and simply move, why I feel smart, but others are making more moves than I am and living out their dream. Like, how is this where I'm at right now, and why? I don't want to do anything traditional. I want to wake up, travel, get paid to be myself, speak, host a membership, and help people while living my best, most liberated life. And I shared this with you guys in a recent video. Liberation is quite literally my favorite word. I have been on this journey for years now, and it's unfolded in so many different ways, but it's still a feeling that I continue to chase because at the end of the day, at the end of it all, we can have these filler jobs, we can have these traditional roles, we can have a job that feels good for right now or pacifies your feelings in your moment, your feelings for the moment right now, or pays you really well right now, but is it what you really want? Or is it just the lily pad to get to the next lily pad? Like get to the actual thing, the thing that you really want. And why do we think that we always have to take these extra steps before we get to where we really want to be? Why can't we just take the leap? I had to start sitting with that within these past 24 hours because I even made a video before about I think it was like your like your bridge job to your dream job or something. Something like that. If I can find it, I'll post it. But I started to get real with myself. Why am I waiting? There is quite literally no need for me to wait. Yes, my career pivot requires licensure. However, I have certifications and qualifications that allow me to life coach. I did this over 10 years ago when I went on the path to become a holistic health coach. I got certified through the Institute of Integrative Nutrition. I got certified in women's hormonal health, environmental health. I got a lot of certifications and qualifications to even start life coaching in that aspect. And I used to help women with their hormonal health. I'm in a different space in a different season now. But why do I think that I have to wait in order to get what I really want? Why are we always waiting to get to what we really want? Why don't we just start making what we really want the reality and working towards that? Why don't we make that happen? I think that was the frustration that I felt with myself early in the morning when all these thoughts like hit me at one time in the middle of that storm. I'm like, yo, I'm tired of being tired and sick and tired of my own stuff, if I can be honest. Like, I'm tired of not doing what I really want to do and not allowing my life to feel and look how I really want it to look. Girl, you didn't go through breast cancer, hell and back to just be here, to be small, to be simple, to be okay. You didn't go through what you went through just to be here, just to be simple, to be small, to be okay. Like, what do you want? And why aren't you living it? What is it like? What does it require of me to make that happen? These were all the thoughts that were going through my head last night. And I said, I don't want to do anything traditional. I want to wake up, travel, get paid to be myself, speak, host a membership, and help people while living my best, most liberated life. I want location freedom. I actually don't want to live in Detroit and be stuck. Just keeping it real. The bigger picture, I started to realize, like, I appreciate this being home, and I will probably have a home here that I can always come back to and visit because this is home. This is where my family is. But I don't see myself living here long term. I've lived other places before, and there's many more journeys that I'm open to taking. I'm tired of winter and I miss the sunshine. I said it. Cat's out the bag. Just keeping it real. I want to be able to come and stay weeks at a time anywhere. I want to be able to take Cardi with me as my dog. Why does it feel so hard to do any of this and make it happen? What does it take? What am I missing? Why do smart people feel stuck, but others seem like they move quickly? How can I get this going ASAP? I feel like I can't do another year like this. Not, working a specific place, not in the role I'm at, not waiting to be licensed and living a life that doesn't align with me. I need to live it while I'm waiting for the next one to come. I laid it thick on Claudette, and she hit me back with some juicy, real honesty, which I could appreciate it. Still marinating on it, if I'm being honest, but I'm like, I want to wake up and take a week off and rent an RV and travel around the West Coast with my dad and go on fishing trips. Me and my dad love to fish. I want to wake up and decide I'm going to go back to Atlanta for 2 weeks and just work, from my girlfriend's place, her townhome, and frolic back around the city to some of my favorite spots and catch up with my homies. I want to wake up and decide, let's finally go to Maine, because we've been secretly planning a girls' trip to Maine. We all want to go to Maine. I thought that was random as hell. I was like, I thought this was just me. And my girls were like, nah, we want to go too. I want to wake up and live. I was watching a video from Glow. I mention her all the time, and I will tag her in her recent video. She said something that gave me language to a feeling I did not know how to explain to y'all. Being a breast cancer survivor, facing mortality changes you. It changes how you think, how you look at life, how you view your time, how you make decisions, how you take leaps, how you pivot quickly. I waste so much less time doing things that I don't want to do. I will say no, and I will set a boundary, and I will tell you no. I don't care who you are. If it's not working, I'm going to say no. because I realized the value of my time in any setting, in all settings, and in all situations. Because when I didn't have my time to myself and I was on the time of other people for the past couple years going through this breast cancer journey, God gave me my time back and my life back. I'm like, oh yeah, nah, nah. We think going with the flow sometimes is dope because it has its caveats, but sometimes going with the flow makes you too lenient, and then you look up 5 years has passed. What have you done? Like take control of some sense of your life, or control in the clarity, get the clarity you need, and then be able to make a decision and go the direction of the decision you're making. Don't be at the mercy of other people making decisions for you, because it's your life to care, to own. We partner with God, we're co-heirs with Christ. Like, those desires are our desires for a reason. He gives you the desires of your heart. So, separate tangent, but Glow in her video, she talked about mortality motivation. I'd never heard this term before. I'm keeping it so real with you. But when she explained it, I said, oh, that is your girl. That is me through and through. Mortality motivation is the energy, urgency, and focus generated by accepting that life is finite and death is inevitable. It acts as a powerful driver to live authentically, prioritize meaningful goals, and overcome procrastination or perfectionism by highlighting that time is limited. Don't nobody know that more than somebody that has faced this situation, or was shown how limited time was by life being cut short, losing a loved one, someone that was close to you unexpectedly. You talked to them on a Friday, they were gone on a Saturday. You're like, what the hell happened? Me with breast cancer and almost losing my life when my son passed away, 36 weeks in my pregnancy, when I was internally bleeding. I had no clue because he was blocking the blood. I had no clue, y'all. So when I talk to you about liberation, when I talk to you about chasing your freedom, when I talk to you about getting so clear with who you are and what you want, I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I'm not just talking out the side of my neck. I'm truly trying to help people navigate their trauma to get to their joy, because we don't have all the time in the world. And I'm not saying this to like rush or make you hurry or anything. You don't have to do any of that. When you align with your intentions, there is flow, almost like running water, like streams of running water that just, when you find a beautiful setting of water and you just hear the creek and the water just moves, just calmly, just peacefully, with ease. You see the ducks sitting on the water, just kind of like wading through, and the sun glistens on it, and you see the ripple effects of the waves. That is what I mean when you get into flow and alignment. It feels like that. So being so intentional about understanding, what do you want? Who are you? What is it? Like, life is just made for the living. It's made to live. And when we just let ourselves kind of go and just let ourselves be, we become, we're at the mercy of the circumstances or situations that present themselves to us. You quite literally have the power and the ability to change your life. And I think because I'm knowing all these things and realizing these things, this is why I have internal frustration with myself. I have a sense of direction. I have so many different qualities and skills, right? 18 years in operational leadership. I could launch a business in operations. I could help nonprofits streamline their revenue and operation systems. I can do that for small businesses. It's quite literally something I can do in my sleep. I can see the gap in your areas of opportunity. I can see where you're missing certain pieces when it comes to training and developing your bottom line. Even if they don't intend to grow and develop within your company, how are we helping them? If they can't grow up, how are we helping them grow out and expand beyond that? I can do those things. I can coach you on that and support you on that. I've increased revenue year over year, many times more than I haven't, for 18 years. It's something that I've been doing. And in the same token, it's like, what do I want to take and utilize to start to put out into the world that does pay me and reciprocate me, and I get to see the tangible results that I can provide to others. I have had so many life coaching sessions, y'all. so many life coaching sessions, many of which I still have on a daily basis that I could probably charge for, to be quite honest. But it's because I love this work. I love this reality. And I believe I'm not the only person that feels this way. I cannot be the only person that wakes up at 4 in the morning feeling frustrated and knowing that something needs to change. Something about my reality needs to change. Something is not working out. Something has to shift. I am made for more. I am capable. I'm a smart girl. Like, I know I have these abilities to do much more and make more money and live life beyond my reality. I teeter with the thought of like dabbling into travel, because travel for me feels like freedom. I love exploring other countries, other places, other cultures. I love being able to wander. And there's this beauty to the world and to life that I long to still see. And I think that's why there's a piece of me that I mean, I live very wanderlusty, whimsically, in that aroma of everything outside of my normal reality. I still live in that. And I think that's the piece of me that hasn't allowed me to fully be settled in a specific place. I've lived in Michigan, from Michigan. I've lived in Charlotte, North Carolina, Atlanta, Georgia. I've been all around Georgia. And it's like time has passed, but that little lingering desire hasn't passed. I dabble with the thought of like, what if I turn this YouTube into a documentary? I'm so used to always showing up and helping people solve their own personal problems. Can I just show up and talk about myself? Are people going to listen? And I'm so intrigued and impressed when I see people listening to other people on their channel, because I'm like, oh, I'm not serving. I'm, retired people pleaser, used to always serving and giving something back to people, but realizing that maybe my perspective and my talk, my conversation, my point of view is what's giving back to people, because it's allowing them to feel permission. It's allowing them to feel relatability. It's allowing them to challenge the norms. It's allowing them to say, yo, this job isn't working. I actually don't have forever. I do need to get something that is going to work for me, and I can make it happen in the next 3 to 6 months. How crazy would it be for my life to truly, fully change in the next 6 months? For me to go from point A to like point C, D, or E. I wrote down in my book, like, I want to hit 25 YouTube subscribers, a part of this family. I want to match my current salary income or exceed it. I have no idea how that's going to happen. I want to finally launch the membership. I have the name laid out. I'm so excited about that. And I'm like, I don't know where these people are going to come from. I don't know who's going to find me. I don't even know who needs what I need. And who's even thinking like me? Who else is chasing liberation? And to me, in order to be on the journey of living a more liberated lifestyle in the things that you desire, we have to look at reverse engineering what allows us to get freedom, because where do we not feel free? Most of us either don't feel freedom in our careers, our finances, our income. Those are commonly the areas in our personal life we feel unfulfilled. So if we work on reverse engineering, creating the expansion for fulfillment in those areas, then you have optionality. Then you got money saved up or set up, or investments moving and working for you, where you're like, oh, I actually can take off this time. I actually can do this sabbatical. I actually don't need to work for the next 6 months, and I'm going to go figure out who I am and just enjoy the clarity that comes with not knowing what the hell is next. We deserve that. I want that. And I've done it before. I've had a taste of it. I'm trying to get back. I have no idea what entrepreneurship looks like for me, but it is 1000% the direction I'm headed in. I see myself talking on TV. I see myself hosting events. I see myself having mini retreats and getaways. And then when I'm officially licensed as a therapist, I only see that expanding in the most beautiful way. I love intimate settings and gatherings and get-togethers. And I have always been a connector of people in my community. And my nickname back in the day used to be Wi-Fi, because I stay connecting with people because of the people that I know. You'd be amazed by the people that I know, and it's like, I'm grateful to know some really amazing, solid people and some powerhouse men and women that are like handling it, getting it done. You hear me? Getting it done. Don't sleep on what do I want to call them? I kind of want to say, like, don't sleep on like your neighborhood your neighborhood community, even if they're not a big name here on YouTube, even if the whole world doesn't know them or they didn't write a book for you to pull out, because there's some powerhouses in your neighborhood, in your community, that are making moves and doing things that you can still be a part of no matter what. So I have this desire and this longing to still travel. I have this desire to like create a community centered around like liberation. I'm not going to give the name away, but I still have these desires to make these things happen. And I woke up this morning like, why not me? Why not now? Why not today? Why not get to it? I want my YouTube channel to like be one of my main streams of revenue and just growing for me beyond what I could imagine. And I am going to work with a coach to just expand and grow here now. You know, I showed myself I could do it for 100 days straight. I did that. Working through the crazy job, the toxic job, working as a, what was I? I was a I had a contracted position, making a transition, living in between cities now, back in grad school, working 40 hours a week, 3 classes. I was commuting 3 hours a day for a couple weeks too. Like I've done it through and through, and I stayed committed to it. So the commitment is not the problem in that result, but I need to commit to myself, and I need to believe I could do it for myself. So I've been working on my money mindset, y'all. I'm just keeping it 100 with you, because I need to start shifting my mindset to allow myself to believe that I can generate additional income. It is not hard. It is available for me. I can step into a life that aligns with what I want. I can actually work on my own terms. I can create a community. The right people find me. Like just speaking life into myself and speaking all those positive things about myself is where I'm at right now. And quite literally, like, just working on it. I'm just actively working on it. I woke up, I just felt so fiery, and I'm like, yo, I need to get to it. I was even a little emotional when I was expressing myself to Claudette, because I'm like, girl, something's got to change. I can't keep doing this. I've allowed myself to get comfortable in the tradition. And you know what she said to me? This is what she said. I'm going to tell you this, and then it's getting dark outside. Nothing is wrong with you, but something important is happening here that I want to name clearly. What you're actually describing isn't a strategy problem, it's a tolerance problem. You are highly functional. You can walk into any room, lead anything, and figure it out. And that competence has become your cage, because you can always survive the next role, pass the next program, endure the next winter. You're not stuck because you lack ability. You're stuck because you're too good at making the wrong life work. The people you're watching move fast are not smarter than you. Most of them are just less comfortable tolerating the gap. They got uncomfortable faster and acted messier. That's the whole difference. You are waiting for clarity before you commit, but clarity comes after commitment, not before. You keep circling the edge of the leap asking, what does it take? But that question is a stall. Your brain is looking for certainty that entrepreneurship doesn't offer until you are already in it. You also have a pattern, and you know this, of being extremely, extraordinarily capable inside structures that aren't yours. It listed out some of the companies I worked for. It says you've been building other people's visions at a premium your whole career. That skill transfers, but it won't activate for you until you stop making the traditional path so comfortable. Stop making the traditional path so comfortable. Girl, what? I was like, oh my gosh. And then she just went into details about me. I was like, oh, girl, I think I closed the laptop and just looked at the ceiling at the fan, because I just had to process what happened, because I felt my frustrations, but I also heard the words that are shared. And I do appreciate that, because sometimes it is hard to put words or thoughts to your feeling and make sense of certain things. And I needed that. And I needed this video, because this video is the marker for me. I am going to look back on this video December 31st, 2026, later on this year, and see exactly how my life changed from me feeling this very moment at 4 something in the morning on a Wednesday. And I am not going to forget it because I ultimately want to see how much I can change my life. I have no idea if this is me taking you on a documentation journey, if this is just me talking that talk now and showing up again every day for the next 100 days. I quite literally have no idea if it's maybe me starting to randomly pitch myself, but I'm like, I want the rest of my year to look so different that next year when I have my practicum and my internship, I can enjoy just being a student again. I just want to enjoy being a student and not worrying about my paycheck and my bills being accommodated for. But I can immerse myself in what I'm studying and immerse myself in my desire of becoming a therapist and immerse myself in like the life coaching skills and applications that I need to just be a student, but also become a better me and apply myself more to be able to help people in a better way, to get people to their desire of liberation, financial freedom, whatever that may look like for you, but being able to chase your dreams, chase your desires, and create the life on your terms. I said it before, I think we chase one of two things, liberation or freedom. If you look at the work that you do, it all usually ties back to one of two things, liberation or freedom. You're investing to do what? Be a little more free the next 20 years, be able to retire early. Maybe you just want to be able to send your kids to college and not worry about it. Maybe you want to get the house in Puerto Rico, or I don't know, or live, like somewhere, Belize. Maybe you want to live out of the country and split your time up. Maybe you want to be bi-coastal. I don't know. Everybody's on here for a reason and doing something for a reason to be able to change their life some way or another. And I believe we have that available to us. So, yeah, y'all, this is what I got. And if you're new here, whew, what a video to find me. But I'm Reneé. This is Reneé in Session. I am a breast cancer survivor, a dream chaser. I am chasing my wildest dreams and unpacking them in the process. So, I hope you stay a while, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what resonated or stuck out with you. Tell me what liberation means for you, where you're at on your journey. And do you feel me? Do you also have those random like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. wake up calls where you just pour your heart out and journal and you're just like, yeah, something's got to change. You just feel the internal frustration. You know you're made for more. You know you want more. You know you need to take the leap. You're just trying to figure out, all right, how do I do it? Because I may not be ready, but I'm about to get ready because I need something to shake. Something's got to shake, okay? And it's not going to be my butt at no strip club, okay? So, all right, y'all. Until the next video, I'll talk to you later. Peace out.